Well, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the nation is honoring him. As we reflect on Dr. King's work, members of the Project 21 Black Leadership Network have a message. And I want to bring in Project 21 member Sonia Morris. Sonia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, the civil rights icon had so many goals for Black Americans. What do you think MLK would say about the policies being promoted now under the Biden administration?
I believe you would be appalled, and I believe your network's name really well encapsulates what America is about and what he was about. He was about one America, a united America, and I call Martin Luther King, I would say he's trans, right? It's a term that we're using lately, but he was transracial, meaning that the precepts and the principles that he lived and died for and taught were universal. It was justice, freedom. It was equality, and that's exactly why he arose out of this the season that he arose in. And I believe that Martin Luther King, in another package, would have done the same thing, because he was the same man on the inside. If he was in a white package, say, I believe Martin Luther King would have done the same thing, and he would have lived and died for the same principles.
I had Donna Jackson on last week, and she talked about Biden's green agenda hurting Black communities, even going as far as saying they're suffering because of the Biden administration.
Right. And well, the far left, they no longer represent what African Americans are for. I mean, we are seen as many people just really having one idea. I'm sorry about that. And so we are more and more awakening to the fact that the Democratic Party and the far left do not represent us, and their policies, as a matter of fact, are hurting us. We want small businesses to be able to have opportunities to thrive. We want to live the American dream. And Martin Luther King, again, talked about in the American dream. He loved America. He loved the American dream, and he only wanted the equality for African Americans to be able to accomplish the same thing as white, Asian, and other Americans.
You actually wrote a piece where you talked about CRT and the 1619 Project, saying Dr. King would be appalled that African Americans are championing this. Can you elaborate?
Yes, because they divide us along racial lines, and I say even the word racist, the way we use it, it's not how it's a racist term, because it's assuming that there's a Black race and a white race. We are all the human race, and I saw someone wear a T-shirt yesterday that really encapsulated what he was about. If you can see that, we're not a Black race, you cross that out. We're not a white race, you cross that out. We're all the human race. And he was all about unity and equality and fighting for those ideals.
Yeah, our freedoms can never be taken for granted. We do have a duty to fight. Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I just want to say that I want to appeal to my fellow African Americans we were once, we came over here on slave ships, and America had that blemish on her history. But we are here now, and we helped. And one of my pieces that I wrote about, when that's calling for reparations, we helped this country to come to the place where it is right now. And I do believe, and I appeal to my fellow African Americans to once again unite and help America to achieve what she has set out to do. And we need to unite. We need to reject wholeheartedly the 1619 Project, CRT, the call for reparations, all these things. We need to once again be one America. And what the far left is trying to do, they're trying to divide us along these ethnic lines, and we need to reject that wholeheartedly and fight together to maintain the America that we are right now losing. We're on. Martin Luther King would be amazed at where we've come to a place where now we're choosing to go back to segregation. We're choosing to go back to racial division, and he would be appalled. And I want to just appeal to my African American colleagues and friends, and even people of all races, to let's come together and let's wholeheartedly reject everything that divides us along racial lines.
So if Dr. King was here, what do you think his message for Americans would be and the journey we're on now?
Well, he would say that we are fast, we're devolving into this cauldron of hatred again. And there are people who are using words like racist and certain words that are in by themselves incendiary. And he would say, because one of the things he said was hate doesn't turn away hate. You need love to do that. And he would be appalled at the burning of cities and all of these things because he was anti-violence. And so we need to appeal to our people to reject all the call to violence and all of these things, that because what we're saying that he lived and died for nothing, when we do the very opposite of what he taught. And we have to remember that he was a Christian pastor. And so that's why he fought for justice and unity and freedom, is because that's what God's word calls us to do. And so he would definitely rise again, and he would appeal to us to let's save our country, because we're in a place right now where we're at risk of losing it all. So freedom is not freedom to destroy, it's freedom to come together and do good.
Yeah, we do have a duty to fight, and thank you for doing your part. Thank you for the powerful message. Sonia Morris from Project 21, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Stella.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OANN Live. OANN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OANN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OANN Live and stay informed.